today we're talking about... Damn it!
Biomutant.
Yes, we're talking about Biomutant. I was gonna say mutagen. That's an actual thing. That's not a game. Anyway, we are indeed talking about Biomutant today. But before then, you want to hear about the lineup or the results from the 2021 Game Awards?
Let us know.
All right.
Give it to us.
All right, so let's listen up.
All right, sports fans.
Best Game Direction. We had a bundle of nominees. Deathloop, It Takes Two, Returnal. Have you heard of Returnal?
It sounds familiar, but I'm not in the gamer loop.
I suppose
I don't know. Like I don't.
You don't.
I'm not aware of the awards and when they happen and what all of that entails. So I do not pay attention to that.
Fair enough. Well, for in case anyone doesn't know, Returnal is a PS5 exclusive game in which you're some sort of I would say like interdimensional astronaut dealing with eldritch horrors in a sort of third-person shooty bullet hell sort of game.
Can I say something really quick? I'm mad that only a handful of people have a PlayStation 5 and that everybody else is making them super expensive and trying to get money off of it. Because by the time it stops being $1,000 for a freaking PlayStation 5, the next system will be out anyway. And nobody will care about the PlayStation 5. But then we'll get a PlayStation 5 and be like, oh wow, we finally have a PlayStation 5. But you know what I really want? Oh, I really want that PlayStation X or that PlayStation 72, 69.
Ooh, the PlayStation 69, that's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good year.
That's a good year, PlayStation.
That's a good vintage. Along with Deathloop, It Takes Two, and Returnal, we have Psychonauts 2, which that finally got made, I guess.
Yep.
And Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart.
Isn't there a lady Ratchet in that?
Yeah.
Not specifically Ratchet as a lady, but there's another
I think it actually
rat.
kind of... Well, yeah, but I think it actually kind of is, because it's supposed to be like an alternate universe version of the world.
Is it going to be like Loki, where he falls in love with himself?
100%, because they're the last of each of their same species from different worlds, from the universes.
The thing with being the last species, the last male and female of your species, is that if you have a kid, it's still not going to do anything. Yeah, because then your kids are going to be the last of their species, because you cannot force your children to repopulate.
Yeah, and also
you're just going to end up with a village full of incest.
Yeah, and it's not going to end well.
No.
Yeah. So yeah.
Anyway.
That aside. The horrors of what that game implies aside. The winner of Best Game Direction is Deathloop. Which I'm still very interested in playing. I have not played it, but I'm very interested in it.
I've seen a little bit of other people play it, and it looks interesting. It looks pretty fun. The art is really pretty.
I'm mostly just interested in some of the more elaborate murder methods that I've seen so far, because there seems like there's quite a few people who can just kind of set up obstacles or whatever that will eventually kill the person they're looking to kill without actually doing much themselves, and that's cool, using the physics engine to murder someone. So, Best Narrative. We have Deathloop and It Takes Two again, Life is Strange, Psychonauts 2, and the winner, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I saw that, and
Yeah, it's a game. I forgot all about it.
I understand that they make games out of popular media and everything, and vice versa, but I feel strange that won. Yeah. Because did it only win because Marvel is really popular right now, or did it actually have a good narrative?
Yeah, that's a good question. That is...
because It Takes Two supposedly had a really good story behind it. So...
Yeah, I mean, it's also up against Life is Strange.
Life is Strange always has a really deep cut plot or whatever.
I mean, who knows? We'll have to Definitely not download it. I'm not gonna get
It doesn't seem right. I feel like that's wrong.
All right, so moving along. Best art direction, Deathloop. Once again, I feel like there wasn't a whole lot of games that came out this year.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, you can't get, with COVID and everything, you couldn't get, hundreds of people inside a building to develop a game.
Yeah.
I know there were some games or like movies that were done by like, here, I'm going to edit this and then email it to you and you can edit it and we'll email it this way. So like things were kind of weird, but it worked out kind of.
Kind of. Yeah, along with Deathloop, which I guess they're just going to be on every one of these.
Yeah.
There's Kenna, Bridge of Spirits, Psychonauts 2 again, Ratchet and Clank again, and The Artful Escape, which I've never heard of. But I am interested.
Yeah.
Best art direction winner is Deathloop. Which
they did have really beautiful art.
It did look really good, but I think art direction, because like part of the thing that made it look good was the fact that it had a fun mix of like different time periods in its aesthetic. Because it was like,
I think aesthetic does, it is a part of the art.
Oh yeah, 100%. I agree. But have you seen Kenna?
No.
It is very pretty, and it is very like stylized animation. It's got a it has a really strong direction in and of itself, and I think I would have leaned towards that one. I never played it, but I've just seen enough of it to be like, this looks fucking good. Best score / music. We have Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk has like actual songs in it though.
Yeah, that's
like actual music. Like I would be driving around and like, I don't know, Kanye would come on and I'd be like, what? Excuse me? Like this isn't some like generic song that they made for the game or like they found on somebody's SoundCloud. Like this is real.
We have Deathloop again. We have Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy again, which again, I feel like that's a cop-out. They just have an 80s soundtrack. What?
Yeah.
Then The Artful Escape one more time. And our winner, Nier Replicant version 1.2.
You don't have to say
1.
What is pi?
1.22474487139.
That's the winner.
It's a game I actually genuinely do want to try. It's a remaster or remake of the original Nier, which is, from what I understand, a bad game to play, but incredibly good story. Because the person who created it was like, hey, I don't want people to play games. I think games are bad. So they made a game about how that's bad.
Yeah.
And yeah, so there we go. Best performance. So we're talking voice acting and motion capture.
Yes.
Erica Mori from Life is Strange.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah,
Giancarlo, I think.
Giancarlo Esposito from Far Cry 6.
Yeah, he was on Dropout, Ollie. When they were doing, yeah. Sorry, we probably don't have to put that in.
We also have Jason E. Kelly from Deathloop and Ozioma. Nope. All right, from Deathloop again. But doesn't matter because the winner was Maggie Robertson from Resident Evil Village.
Yes.
And Games for Impact, which I stopped provoking apparently.
With a pro-social meaning or message.
Before Your Eyes, never heard of it. Boyfriend Dungeon, have heard of it, love it.
I do want to play it.
Deeply. We should play it. Chicory.
If we play Boyfriend Dungeon, we should put it on the channel.
We gotta. Chicory, A Colorful Tale, never heard of that. No Longer Home. And the winner, Life is Strange, 2 colors.
True colors.
I said 2, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Damn it. I need a new mouth.
One coming in the mail soon.
Why
you go back up, sir? I would like to see the best indie game.
All right. For best indie game, we have Kenna, Bridge of Spirits. Best indie game debut.
There's also Kenna.
Go figure. The best indie game is the one that had the best debut.
Yeah.
Almost as if those 2 different categories didn't need to be 2 different categories.
Yeah. I did see. I have I know what Sable is, and it does look very beautiful, and really interesting artwork. I feel like most of the time when you're doing this, we are not looking at the camera. Oh well. Mobile game, best mobile game is Genshin Impact, which, I mean, does anybody really play mobile games?
Well,
maybe if you have a fancy phone, but like...
The thing is that Genshin Impact isn't just a mobile game. You can play it on the PS4 or
well, you can also play Pokemon. You can play League of Legends and stuff, not just on your phone.
Yeah, but League of Legends sucks.
Don't say that to the people who are instantly big fans because of Arcane.
Listen, just because it looks good and the characters are interesting doesn't mean the game is fun. It's an awful experience.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
After watching Arcane, I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll look more into League of Legends. League of Legends. We both need a new mouth.
Howdy.
And so I was like, I know of it. It's popular. It's a big thing, you know. I'll look into it. And then I saw what it looked like when you actually play the game. And it definitely was not as pleasing as the show.
No. Also, this is not even the worst part. The worst part is just the people who play it are just awful. We also have a winner for Best VR Game. It is Resident Evil 4, which I do think we should get.
That would be really fun.
It's up. It's on the Quest. It's only on the Quest, actually.
Nice. We also play Walking Dead on the VR. And it's pretty cool. It's kind of glitchy and weird. It definitely gets you in that, like, dread-filled mood. But there's, like the way you play the game in The Walking Dead VR, it's hard to know where you're going and what to do, and you run out of everything so quickly. And I know that's the point because it's, like, a survival game. But... I feel like they could have done better with that. But also, I feel like that game came out at the tail end of Walking Dead's, like, the show's actual popularity. So maybe, like, they didn't care too much because they didn't think too many people were going to be playing it. I don't know. I think Walking Dead either just ended or is ending after, like, 12 seasons or something ridiculous.
I thought it was still going. I thought I got another spin-off.
Well, yeah, spin-offs, but I mean, like, The Walking Dead.
Oh, the main...
Yeah, because Fear the Walking Dead, I think, is still going, and then I think there is going to be another spin-off, but The Walking Dead with, you know, Daryl, Carol, everybody else, all the other unimportant characters, they are ending soon, I believe. I'll have to look it up.
Just two more that I'm going to mention. There's a lot of categories, but... Most anticipated game, the winner is Elden Ring, to which I thoroughly agree. I got to play the...
You're biased.
I'm extremely biased.
Because I'm looking down there and I see God of War Ragnarok and I am so horny.
Well...
I really like God of War, and also the recent God of War that came out was really well done and I liked it a lot. And Norse mythology is fascinating and is my favorite, so I'm excited.
Well, it didn't win. Elden Ring won, so...
Also, Horizon Forbidden West. So, Horizon Zero Dawn is a very good game, has beautiful art and everything, and the story's pretty okay. But, like, you do so much traveling in just Horizon Zero Dawn that the other games... and, like, DLCs of it just seem pointless to me. Like, Horizon Zero Dawn, but cold. Horizon Zero Dawn, but in the West. Also, and it's like, we've already played this, though.
Yeah, also, it was already cold in the first one.
There were already winter, mountain, snowy environments in the first one. So I don't know. We'll have to see what West will be like.
Yes.
If there's an actual story to it. Because I feel like...
the first one kind of wrapped up.
Aloy, like, her whole story was, wrapped up in the first game.
Maybe. I don't know. I'll be honest. I only watched you play it.
I'll be honest as well. I almost beat the game and then was told by our roommate how it ended and then never played it again. Because I was like, well, I know the ending now. I am not as interested, so
That's fair. Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these most anticipated game nominees are truly very exciting. Like you mentioned, God of War Ragnarok. That God of War is a good game.
It's good.
It's damn good.
Boy, it's so good.
Horizon Forbidden West. Just the fact that they're gonna, open that world back up, I think, is a positive. It was a good game, and Aloy has the chance to become a more really fleshed out character.
We gotta hurry up because this whole episode's gonna be about the Game Awards.
You're right. The other two were just another Zelda game for another Breath of the Wild game, which is gonna be great, I'm sure. And Starfield, which, do you know what Starfield is?
Not a clue.
It's the Skyrim people.
Mm-hmm.
Except they're going to space.
Oh, hey, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I can only imagine it's gonna be buggy as fuck.
I hope so.
Listen, if they can't make a horse that walks normally, I can't imagine they're gonna do starships properly.
I hope so. I hope it has glitches because then it wouldn't be, classic Skyrim in space.
You are right, though. We should get along and move on to the main topic. But first, you want to know what the game of the year is?
What is the game of the year?
So, the nominees were It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts, Deathloop, and Resident Evil Village. And the winner was...
You forgot Ratchet and Clank.
I forgot Ratchet and Clank.
Who cares?
Okay.
Jack and Daxter's better.
Put out another...
Fight me. Jack and Daxter is better than Ratchet and Clank.
Let's get another Jack and Daxter out there.
That's just a whole other episode that we're going to have. And I physically fight people who say Ratchet and Clank is better.
That's the episode since you physically but no, the winner of the Game of the Year award, the best game of the year, It Takes Two.
Takes Two.
Which I'm genuinely surprised by. Like, it was very interesting looking. The mechanics were, unique, and it looked fun. The fact that you have to play with another person, I think is a good idea. Just kind of force a certain type of game.
I have a question. Is this double player game, It Takes Two, is it... You can play it on the couch together?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Because that makes a big difference.
It would be absolutely ghoulish if the game was mandatory 2-player, but didn't have a couch co-op option.
Okay. I'm just... Because I know they exist out there.
Yeah, and that's a sin. We can agree on that. But anyway, that's enough about other games. Let's talk about...
Biomutant.
Exactly.
First, I want to say, the game is cute. Definitely meant for children.
Yeah.
Definitely meant for 8 to 13 or something.
Yeah, that middle school era age, I think is probably ideal.
Yeah, this is definitely gonna I have such fond memories about Jak and Daxter. This is gonna be somebody's Jak and Daxter, But also the narrator is the worst part of everything.
I liked him at first, but he got old real fast.
Yeah.
All right, so we're skipping ahead a little bit. What is Biomutant? Biomutant is a action RPG in which you play a mutated rodent of some kind,
some sort,
and you can vary up your stats like any traditional RPG, and it changes your body, and you become a specified class where you use whatever weapons you desire, big sword, little swords, guns, all the hoo-ha of an action RPG. And you travel the world trying to basically solve the woes of the world as all the tribes are fighting over how to fix the world because the world tree or whatever is crumbling to pieces and the world is going to poo-poo because I don't know, because the world is just going bad, I guess, and you have to fix it.
These big creatures, these big beefy boy mutants are chewing on the world tree and killing it, and also there's so much evil in the world. Basically, your character has to figure out if he wants to save the tree or let it die.
Yeah.
And if, along with it, you need to decide to be good or evil.
Yeah. Which
some magic shenanigans.
yes. Which I think honestly is a good enough point to jump off on, because the morality system is such a big part of the game, and I think it's the biggest part of the game that I dislike.
Yeah, because it's the main point of the game is to be good or evil, is to make good choices, bad choices, and then those choices will lead you further into the game in different ways and with different interactions with people, you know, like that classic thing. You see it in like Mass Effect or in Fable, like in a bunch of other games. But in this game, it doesn't really, I mean, it gives you a choice, but it definitely wants to steer you towards being good. And so it's like, well, I mean, I guess you can be evil, but why would you want to do that? Then the game will be so boring and you'll be bad and blah, blah, blah. And then, so you choose good, and it's like, it's manipulating me into choosing good, which is very evil.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. It also just has such a, and again, I understand that we just said it seems very clearly made and pushed towards that middle school age of kid. But even for that age, it seems like their good and evil system is just so comically white and black, you know? Like there's no nuance, there's nothing that really makes it like, that makes it seem like you should choose evil at any time.
Yeah. Like I remember I rescued some man trapped in like this cage, and it said, you want to help him or not? And like I let him out I had already let him out. I did the good thing. What else good can I do? And if you pick good option, you just kind of like shake hands and he walks away. If you choose bad option, instead of just being like see you later guy, you know, suck eggs or something, you literally punch him in the face. And I don't understand, like, you already saved this rodent man from the cage, you did the good thing, and then it asks you, so now do you want to do a good or bad thing? And it's like, can I just walk away? Like, I don't get it.
Can I just do nothing? Come on now. But no, you have to make a choice, and apparently that choice is punch him in the face or
shake his hand. Well, like you said, you know, it's geared towards children, so like they want to give these kids good morals, I guess. Like they want to really push being kind and pure and good, but then that also, like, I mean, maybe I'm thinking about it too much, but like that also might settle in a kid's head, like, oh well, like I did this bad thing, I feel like incredibly bad about it, even if it was just like, I don't know, telling someone off or something. Like,
yeah, well, it also implies that everything is generically good or bad, regardless of the framing of it. Like we looked up the ending because we haven't gotten around to it, and found that the ending is basically, you know, get revenge for this thing that happened or not. But the context, you should definitely get revenge. Like, it's fine. You should just fucking do it. And then you're like, oh no, you got revenge. The world ends now.
Hold on. That is all depending on the person. That part. That's always been a thing in movies and games, you know, like, oh, this person hurt your family or your friends or you. Do you take revenge or you just forgive them and you move on? Like, that's always been a thing.
Yeah, but like...
this giant beefy mole man killed your family and your whole village and destroyed everything, and now the world is in chaos basically because of him.
He eats people.
So, should you kill him?
Yes!
Or let him live? And it's like, well, if I let him live, he'll probably just keep murdering people, and he could, you know, do the same thing to somebody else that he did to your character, but then you let him live and you just go into space. And then, which is dumb, but then you kill him, And it's like, well, now he will never hurt anybody ever again. Because it's not like they have prison. It's not like they have jail cells in Rat Town, USA, whatever. I don't know. I would say rest in peace.
For sure. You should definitely kill that guy. But apparently that ends the world, so whatever.
Yeah, because your goodness or evilness is connected to the world tree somehow that it never really explains.
And even if it did, doesn't I don't know.
It's for children.
It's
for children. I have to remind myself that.
It is for children. I don't think that's a lesson children should be taught, so I'm a little critical of that. I think children should be taught to, ask themselves, why do I feel like I want to get revenge? Oh, because he murdered my mom? Cool, I'm going to stab this man. And then that's a fair exchange. But anyways, that aside, I think genuinely that's probably the worst part of the game is just kind of the fact that it kind of tries to be real soft for the kids, I think. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it has to be.
Yes, I think a game can be soft and fluffy and kind of just happy for kids, but also be good. Like the first Jack and Daxter game. So near the end, it does get a little dark with, the dark eco and mutations and whatever. But the beginning of the game is very just lighthearted, and you're running around this little seaside village. It's very nice. But you can choose to do, whatever you want, really. You don't get the good or evil choices, but I mean, you can help people or not. And like that's a game that is, light and fluffy, but also with a good story that, kind of does in the end say that, like, hey, these people were evil, but like they did it because they were actually just trying to make the world better, and they accidentally fell down the wrong path. But with Biomutant, it's like, oh no, they were just bad and evil always.
Yep. They're a carnivore meant to eat and kill you, so they're bad.
And if you do a bad thing, that means you were born evil, and you have evil essence inside of you.
Yeah, which again, the fact that it is geared towards kids, I think honestly makes me more critical of this, because like that's not the story. Hello, folks. So our camera died. Sorry about that. We're back, and I think we talked enough about how we feel about the way that the morality system and the ending was written.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't even make sense, though. Like, how is your goodness or badness, how is your, like, moral core or code magically connected to this tree? It never specifies.
Yeah.
It just says, here's the world tree, basically, and is dying. And then your choices, matter, and you'll be the savior or the, destroyer. But then
it doesn't really seem like your choices really do matter, except the last one. Because I was watching someone go through all of the different endings or whatever, and it's just the two, but you can do evil the entire time or do good the entire time, and then you decide.
Yeah, but I think it depends on, like in the end, who goes with you into space or whatever. Because if you're light the whole way, and then you do, the dark ending, nobody comes with you because, like, you've betrayed them or whatever. But I think if you do evil the whole time, and then light, maybe people come with you. I don't know. The game is cute, and it's fun to play for, like, a relaxing, like, goof around game that you don't need to pay much attention to. But when it comes to, like, actually, like, thinking about it, and, like, if you like your games to have good plot and and the good characters and stuff, it's very surface level stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely lacking.
That doesn't even make sense sometimes.
It's definitely lacking in the in that side of things. But I mean, it's not all bad. Like you're saying, it is actually a pretty fun game to play. Which I guess that's that's good because that's the whole point of a fucking
Yeah.
game is that you enjoy yourself playing it, and I think the fact that we have gone back to it multiple times, over the weeks, and wasn't like we were intending to do
Well,
this. It was just
I have
playing it.
one thing to say about that. I did only play it because it was the only thing to play. Like I've played Mass Effect already. I've played all the other games that we have already, and it was just something new that was going to grab my attention. You know what I mean?
That's fair, but I guess what I'm saying is like it still grabbed your attention enough, and I think that has to do with a lot with just the feeling near the beginning where it's just all right. The world's open now. Have fun, and you can just walk around, and it's very pretty to look at. It is a very pretty game. It's very fun to just kind of go around and find random gangs of bad guys and beat them up.
Yeah, it's true.
Mechanically speaking, the fighting, I mean, it's not very hard.
No, but it's fun because you get to, collect points to get weird, cool powers and abilities that are considered mutations but are definitely just magic.
Oh, 100%. There's like a weird mutant kung fu thing going on, but it's again, the way that it's the way they talk about it, I never know whether they're talking about the mutant side of things or the kung fu side of things, or if it's both or neither.
Wung fu, Ali.
Sorry, Wung fu. You're right.
Kung fu is trademarked, I guess.
Kung fu is trademarked. But yeah, the way they describe all this stuff, they kind of start to bleed together, and I'm not 100% sure what's what.
Yeah, and talking about things like bleeding in together and being kind of just the same, when you choose, because you can choose which tribe you want to join, and you can switch whenever, when you choose a tribe to be with, the enemy tribe always reacts the same way. And it's like, if they're supposed to have, each tribe is supposed to have like a different personality and stuff, then shouldn't there be some different sort of reaction? Or at least like a different dialogue. Like at least say the same thing in a different way. But they just say it in the same way. And if you look up all the tribes and you put them next to each other, the light tribes and the dark tribes, they're exactly like each other. Like each of the light tribes want the same exact thing. Each of the dark tribes want the same exact thing. In like the tiniest bit of difference. Like the Jagni tribe want, they're a dark tribe. They want to destroy the world tree, or it's not the world tree, but they want to destroy this big magical tree that's holding the world together. I don't think they call it the world tree. But they want to do it and also be feared by everyone and like conquer everything. And then, the other dark tribes just want to be evil and separate or whatever. But like, the only difference really between these tribes is like, you just pick what aesthetic you want, because like I said, their values are basically the same. Mm-hmm. It doesn't really matter what tribe you choose.
Yeah, like you mentioned, when you, because I saw you go between a few different tribes, and one of the two dark ones that we saw, which literally the only difference, like you said, was one said we want to take over all of the tribes and become one evil tribe, and the other one wanted to destroy all the tribes so that there were no other tribes. And I'm like, that's the same goal in a different way.
Yeah. It is what it is. I got a cut on my finger.
Oh no, baby.
I just noticed it and I don't know where I got it.
I blame the cats.
It doesn't look like a cat cut.
No, I still blame them. Look at their judgmental, guilty faces.
Maple is very judgmental, but when you look in Henry's eyes, there's nothing there. So, if you had to rate this game, what would you rate it, and would you recommend it?
I would recommend it if it's on sale, because I think this game, I think it's like a 6 out of 10, maybe 7 out of 10. because there's a lot of potential. I think we didn't really talk about it, but the best part of the game is the items. Like, you can craft different weapons and stuff, and it's not complicated. It is extremely simple.
Like, definitely, maybe, like, some 8-year-olds might find it a little too complicated. That's why I feel like maybe it's definitely for, like, 12 or 13-year-olds.
Yeah. The preteen.
Yeah.
Preteen age.
But I mean, these are the kind of games that they're getting used to now, you know? Like, beginner games start out with, like, crafting and scavenging your own stuff, so.
Yeah, so, like, that was the best part of the game, just because, like, it was genuinely kind of fun to just find a new blade or a new handle and decide what to put together. But there wasn't a whole lot of, difficulty or nuance either in that system or in the combat, because in the end it was all of the combos were the same, all of the whatever was the same. So there was a lot of potential, and I thought there was a lot of things that they did okay that could have been really cool, and I think the game in general has a very strong aesthetic, but it's just not, it's not A tier. It's not that top of the group kind of stuff. So I'm gonna go with a 7. Like,
a 7.
Good attempt, definite potential, just not executed the best.
I don't think I'd go that high.
No,
that's pretty high, I think. When I went into it, I thought it was gonna be, this weirdly grungy, post-apocalyptic rat man adventure. But when I started playing it, I was surprised, and not negatively, I was pleasantly surprised that it was kind of goofy and sweet and everything. But I think because of all the accumulation of all the little things that kind of are bothersome or don't really make any sense, I think I'm more likely to give it like a 5 or a 6. Like, it looks nice and it's fun to play, if you're just wanting some like mind-numbing stuff. But like 5 or a 6, yeah. Maybe I'll give it a 5.5, a solid 5.5. Would I recommend it? Maybe to my nephews.
Oh yeah.
Because it's something that they can make their their little guy look kind of cool. Maybe my older nephews will be able to make their weapons, and like they'll feel accomplished in that, which is really cool. And sometimes the black and white moral roads are easier for them to understand, I guess. So like, it's in the end, whatever they choose, they'll feel satisfied with. But I don't think I'd recommend it to like people our age, like young adults or anything.
Yeah. I'm not gonna go over to Bryce and be like, "Hey, Bryce, you should play this game."
Yeah, you should definitely play this game right now. I'd be like, well, I mean, yeah, there's this game I played, Biomutant. It's kind of cute. You could give it a shot if you want. But I would, if I recommended it to somebody our age, mid to late 20s, I would probably say, it's fun to play, but the story's kind of messed up because it's confusing.
Agreed. I 100% agree. I think here it is. I think this is a great game for the holiday season if you want to gift a game that a young preteen could lose a bit of time in for whatever their purposes. I think that would be a great way for a great usage of this game, because the holidays, it'll be on sale. Get it for $30. I think you can definitely get $30 of entertainment out of it, especially for a young kid. So that's my recommendation. Good holiday present.
Yeah.
Nothing spectacular.
Yeah. Nothing great. Get it for like your cousin's kid that you don't really know or something, like it'll work. It's fun.
It'll do. All right, and that'll do for us. Thank you very much for listening. Do all the things you're supposed to do to make us, grow, like, subscribe, whatever the fuck else you have to do. I don't know what platform you're listening on. We're on so many different platforms now. But thank you for listening. We'll talk to you guys next time.